Hello and welcome to coverage of the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship game live on the NFHS Network from the Golden One Center in Sacramento, California. It's the pregame show powered by Play On Sports. I am Paul Meiskins alongside Andy Mickler. Today's matchup features the Ripon Christian Knights taking on the Stockton Christian Eagles. The Eagles come into today 28-1 on the season, while the Knights come into today with a record of 22-7. And this, our second game of the day here from the Golden One Center, our D6 Girls Basketball Championship game, saw the top two seeds, and the game decided in the final seconds. The boys game coming up here shortly, also a matchup of the two top seeds.
Yeah, it was nice to see the girls start out the day and see what the boys can do here in game two.
The Knights mentioned 22-7 overall. They have won 10 section titles in program history. Their last coming 2 years ago, although that was a game played at the University of the Pacific in Stockton, so a chance for the Knights to capture a section title here at Golden One, and they will have to beat a number 2 seed Stockton Christian Eagles team that comes in winners of 21 straight. They've won just one section title in their program history, but 28-1 on the season. Kind of surprised to see them the 2 seed. That's certainly a good record, and you would think we should probably have another good one here this afternoon.
Yeah, I've heard from people that it's supposed to kind of be a blowout, but I'm not seeing that in the pregame warm-ups here. It looks like both teams are ready to go.
We got Ripon Christian, of course, led by the Van Groningen cousins. 3 Van Groningans on the team. Also William Gilbert, a junior, averaging double figures. And then for Stockton Christian, their offense, a name we're going to be saying a lot here this afternoon, the junior guard Jay Araya, averaging 25 points per game. And then also Julian Ramonette, 13.5. Zane Rodriguez, just under 13 as well. So that will do it for our pregame show. We'll be back with the start of this game in just a few minutes. It all starts here on the NFHS Network. We are high school. Welcome back to the Golden One Center. As you can see the players being introduced, we'll listen in as well.
For the Eagles, number 11, Tim Barber. For the Knights, number 20, Brandon Van Groningen. For the Eagles, number 20, Zane Rodriguez. For the Knights, number 24, Jacob Van Groningen. For the Eagles, number 21, Sailor Scott. And for the Knights, number 55, Kyler O'Connor.
So there's the starting lineups for both sides as we get set to get going here in the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship game. A matchup of the top two seeds, the number 1 Ripon Christian Knights in the white, 22-7 overall, and Stockton Christian 28-1. And looks like we will have an anthem after all, so we'll step aside for the break and be back with after the anthem.
Please stand.
Great job on the national anthem as we get set to get going here to decide the Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Champion. Paul Meiskens and Andy Mickler here on the NFHS Network. Glad you could join us for our second of 6 games on the day here from the Golden One Center. As the Knights, the top seed, wearing the white, while the Stockton Christian Eagles in the red and black. Wearing, are those pants?
Those are sweatpants. I was just going to comment on that. I've never seen this before.
I wasn't sure if they were wearing black shorts and had black leggings that made it look like pants. Or I kept waiting for them to take them off like they were warm-ups. And
Guess not.
so we had a great first game of the morning. The D6 girls game came down to the final seconds. And hopefully another good one here to decide the D6 boys champ. The Knights 22-7, and they won their last section title 2 years ago. Meanwhile, Stockton Christian, the 2 seed, looking for what would be their second ever in program history as Ripon Christian wins the tip, and we are underway as, again, Braden Van Groningen has led the offense for Ripon Christian this season, averaging just over 15.5 points per game, the 6'4 junior. Then his cousin Jacob Van Groningen averaging just over 10 points per game, as that shot is wide left. Last touched by Ripon Christian, and possession will stay with Stockton Christian. And always interesting to see how teams adjust early on, playing in a bigger gym than they're used to. We saw some nerves early on. The outside shooting sometimes is difficult. In fact, one team was 0 for 15 in the first game shooting threes. but they ended up getting the win anyways.
Yeah, it looks like the matchup today. We got speed versus the height there for the Knights. Got the height, and it looks like the Eagles going to have the more speed here.
Yeah, that rebound there by Vanderhook. The Knights have a lot of size, including the 6'4" Van Groningen cousins, who are multi-sport athletes. I've seen them play a lot of different sports over their high school careers. An offensive rebound, ball on the ground, and now it's eventually taken away by Stockton Christian. So the Eagles look to push the pace. Still looking for our first points of the afternoon, and there it is, straight on three. Zane Rodriguez, the junior, knocks down the triple, and so the Eagles with a good start.
Got some pretty snazzy shoes there.
Yeah,
little neon orange.
Making sure even from our spots up here that you can see where he is, and there's a three right back. Caleb Terpsma, the junior, knocks down the triple. So talked about teams struggling here in this first game shooting from long range, but hey, back-to-back threes.
Neither team's going to go without one today.
And that up and under, no good. And then trying to go after the rebound and getting called for the foul was Ramanet. His first.
Foul called against the Eagles, number 3, Julian Ramanet. First person.
Ramanet,
First team foul.
the junior, averaging 13.5 points per game, second best on the team behind Jay Araya's 25 points per game. Whereas Zane Rodriguez also averaging about 13 points per game. We saw him knock down the first three of the afternoon. Yes. 2 minutes in. Game earlier was a very back and forth pace. This one a little more half court offenses as that rebound goes out of bounds and possession to Stockton Christian. There's Araya with the ball. He attacks the basket off the window. No good. Another rebound by Vanderhook. He has got already a couple rebounds. In fact, that's his third.
Yeah, I see him getting a lot of rebounds today, Paul.
Yeah. Without cheating and looking at the roster, how tall is he?
5'5" or 6'5".
6'7".
Jeez.
Yeah, it's hard to miss him. And then you've got the Van Groningens, both 6'4". And there's another three. So all three of our baskets so far have been three-pointers. And coming back, the Eagles not able to get that one. Rebound once again.
You're going to be saying that a lot
by
today,
Vanderhook. And there's a nice finish off the window. Jacob Van Groningen with his first basket. And so after Braden Van Groningen knocked down the triple the trip before, Jacob Van Groningen with his first basket, and it's an 8-3 lead for Ripon Christian.
And again, another game with a family affair in it.
Yeah, we had one team earlier with 3 sets of sisters. Here, the Van Groningen cousins. Nearly a travel, and then ball poked away, and we're going to have a foul called, I believe, on the Eagles.
Foul called against the Eagles, number 3, Julian Ramanet, his second.
Foul called on Julian Ramanet, which is his second foul already here, just over 3 minutes in. And no signs of taking him out, so he's going to need to make sure he plays without picking up a third, or he could find a seat for quite a while. As see a bit of a zone defense here. Stockton Christian probably more than happy with letting Ripon Christian shoot from the outside to try to counter their size. And there's a left corner three, no good. Offensive rebound put up and in.
There's that size.
Yep.
Basket by Brandon
Brandon Van Groningen now has 5, so he's made one from 3 and one from up close. And it's a 10-3 Ripon Christian lead. So they forcing the outside shots, and there's an NBA range 3 short. And one and done once again for Stockton Christian. And I think the Knights probably will be getting a lot of second chance opportunities. There's one off the window and in. So again, that size. Brandon Van Groningen already with 7 here in this early going. A lot of contact. And
Eagles basketball.
It's like they're letting them play.
yeah, the travel there. Tried to split through a couple big bodies, and he went down to the ground. And travel called. So 12-3 Ripon Christian. Just midway through the first quarter. And let's see, the Eagles trying to force the Knights to shoot from long range as that ball rolls out, and a turnover will give it to the Eagles. Let's see, student section for the Eagles, about 30, 40 people behind the basket to our right.
Yeah, Ray with some quick hands there.
As Araya brings it up, still looking for his first basket of the afternoon. That bounce pass is kind of into the shin and taken away by Ripon Christian. Araya trying to get the steal in the backcourt, and instead he'll pick up the foul. Actually, they're going to call it on Van Groningen. So nice job there by Araya to not get the foul, but instead to draw the foul, and that'll give it back to the Eagles. The foul is still on Van Groningen. This one is on Lucas and not Brandon. But right now it's a 12-0 Ripon Christian run as Zane Rodriguez knocked down to 3 to get the scoring going, but since then it's been all Knights attacking the basket, trying to get through the big bodies of Ripon Christian, not able to do so. And there's a nice finish at the basket by Jacob Van Groningen. He now has 4, and this run continues now, a 14-0 Ripon Christian run. Into the corner, Ramonette drives, nearly has it taken away, and now it's stolen by Caleb Terpsma. Quickly coming the other way, the Knights. Athletic job there in the corner just to save it, but then ball turned over. See if the Eagles can get to the basket. They do, the basket and the foul.
That's what you got to do against size. You got to drive and get those fouls.
So there's the first basket of the game for Jay Araya, and that snaps a 14-0 run. And a timeout on the floor. So with 2:33 to go here in the first quarter, it's a 14-5 Ripon Christian lead. And if you want to watch more of your school's great events, like the game you are enjoying here today, then tell your school to sign up for the NFHS Network School Broadcast Program. This program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to nfhsnetwork.com/SBP. So a 14-5 Ripon Christian lead. 2:33 to go here in the first quarter. And again, the size difference is pretty clear in favor of Ripon Christian. We've seen them use that to their advantage, getting second chance opportunities. But that what we just saw there for Stockton Christian, that's really probably going to be what they need to do when they force turnovers, have a chance to run, try to get to the other end and get there before the big guys do.
And get inside on the bodies of the big guys, get those fouls.
So Araya converts for the three-point play and cuts the lead down to 8. And a travel will give it back to Stockton Christian.
See if they can get a little momentum going here.
You also think with the Knights' size, the Eagles really are going to need to be able to knock down some long-range shots. Corner 3 there, good luck, just a little short. And again, one and done. Not going to get a lot of second chance opportunities here this afternoon are the Eagles.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that way.
That 3 a little short. Battle, and the Eagles come away with the rebound, quickly looking to push the pace. The spin move there by Barber gives it up. Now a good look from 3, and it's good.
Exactly what they need to do.
So Barber knocks down the 3, and that shot rims in and out. Well, you can really hear that.
The rim.
Yeah, the rim mic will call up. So Stockton Christian has knocked down 2 of their 5 shots from long range, and also has got a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. So when they score, it's coming 3s. Nice inbound pass there to Jacob Van Groningen.
Too easy. You can't give them that. It's going to be a long day if you do.
So Brandon and Jacob have combined for 13 of the first 16 points for Ripon Christian. as they lead 16-9, attacking the basket, and somehow able to get it up through two Knights. And that was Sailor Scott with his first basket, the 6'2 junior. And you look and Scott, a 6'2 junior, that's good size. But when you're playing against the 6'4s and the 6'5s or even the 6'7 Vanderhook, it's you quickly realize maybe I'm not that tall.
Who knows if they're done growing either.
Yeah, I mean, Vanderhook underneath the basket there, wiping off his shoes. Just a junior, 6'7". Maybe he's yet to hit his growth spurt. Drive to the basket. Nice finish there. The left-handed layup by Araya. So there's his second field goal. He now has 5. Able to draw an and one earlier, and now that layup there. But very quickly back the other way. Reed Vanderhook with his first basket. So 2 points now and 5 rebounds for Vanderhook. As we're under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Rebound there by Van Groningen. Shot clock is off. We'll see if Ripon Christian holds for the last shot. If they'll go right away. They go offensive rebound. And a foul there will send Brandon Van Groningen to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day, tough day for the Eagles to get those rebounds.
So Brandon Van Groningen to the free throw line. His first free throw, no good. The 6'4 junior averaging 15.6 points per game to lead the way for the Knights. Again, I've seen him play a lot of different sports over his high school career. Volleyball, football. You know, at this lower divisions, you see a lot of players that play multiple sports, and why not, right?
Why not?
So the shot clock is off. 10 seconds to go. NBA range 3 is good. Jay Araya from way downtown knocks down the 3. That shot no good, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. So a great run to end the quarter by Stockton Christian. And after 8 minutes of play, it's Ripon Christian 19, Stockton Christian 16. We'll take a short break and be back. You're watching the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship on the NFHS Network. Welcome back to the Golden One Center as we get ready for the second quarter. A 14-5 run to end the quarter by Stockton Christian. After a 14-0 run by Ripon Christian, gave them a big lead. As we get underway here, a 3-point lead for Ripon Christian. After Jay Araya knocked down a long 3. He had 8 points in that first quarter to lead the way for the Eagles. Brandon Van Groningen, 8 points. Jacob Van Groningen, 7 in that opening quarter for Ripon Christian as a turnover there. But the Eagles finally able to knock down a couple of threes in that first quarter. Stockton Christian was 6 of 15 from the floor, 3 of 6 from 3.
Yeah, and that last one at the end of the quarter by Araya, that looked effortless.
You know, and like I said, that was good 2 or 3 feet behind the NBA three-pointer. Here's a corner 3 for the Knights, no good. They had a chance for the offensive rebound, unable to gather it, and so Stockton Christian with it, a chance to tie it up with the long ball. And an offensive foul will give it back to Ripon Christian.
Yeah, but even at the start of the game, you know, they hang in there. The Eagles, they didn't panic, and we're right back in the game now.
Yeah. Right now, Ripon Christian shooting 50% from the floor. They're 2 of 8 from 3. Both sides have knocked down 1 free throw. And here's another 3 from the left wing. This one, it's good for Jacob Van Groningen. So he now has 9. Of course, the Van Groningen cousins are going to have their name said a lot. You've got Lucas, Brandon, and Jacob. So after that 3, the lead back to 6. The baseline floater there is good.
Nice touch, nice touch.
So Barber now with 5. The 5'10 junior averaging about 10 points per game, already halfway to his average here early in the second quarter. Again, you see the Eagles really packing it in, trying to force the outside shot by Ripon Christian. Terpsma drives and the turnover. A chance here for the Eagles in transition. Attacking the basket off the window and in.
Basket by
Tim Barber once again, he now has 7. And a timeout called by the Knights. The 30-second timeout, as right now with 6:22 to go here in the first half. A 22-20 lead for Ripon Christian. And the NFHS Network is pleased to introduce digital downloads to our high school sports coverage. Just click the blue digital copy box directly under the event video player to buy a digital copy of this event. And as always, you can purchase a DVD keepsake of today's event by clicking on the blue Get the DVD button or by clicking on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. Make today's memories last a lifetime with a DVD or a digital download from the NFHS Network. We are high school.
Yeah, and that's what the Eagles need to do there. Push the ball when they have the opportunity like that.
And Barber did a nice job there. Really, the one player back for the Knights wasn't one of the big, tall guys as he attacked the basket off the window and cuts the lead down to 2. And it works it around Terpsman out all the way back to the far side. And then Brandon Van Groningen gets it underneath the basket, and he is fouled, and he will head back to the free throw line.
Yeah, the Knights with some really good ball movement, too.
16 foul.
And that free throw a little long.
Van Groningen at the line for 2 shots.
And it is Brandon Van Groningen. I thought my roster might have had it wrong. I kept hearing Brandon. And again, an offensive rebound. Man, that ball really sounds like it's being chucked up there with that mic. And the foul there. And that'll send Vanderhoek back to the free throw line.
Foul called against Eagles number 13, Devin Silverman.
Oh, Vanderhoek already now with 7 rebounds.
What's his average on the year? Any idea?
Rebounded at the line, 2 shots.
It's got to be double digits for sure.
Yeah, they would think that most teams have a hard time keeping him from grabbing the rebounds as he knocks down a pair of free throws there. So Vanderhoek now with 4 points to go with his 7 rebounds. And the lead back to 4.
I'm thinking he's going to have 20 by the end of the game.
And Araya called for the travel there, and so that'll give the ball back to the Knights. 5:54 to go here in the first half. Again, Stockton Christian really has tried to force the outside shot, but often even when the Knights have missed, they've gotten the rebounds and putbacks. Again, here's Vanderhoek, puts it down low, nearly loses it. That 3 off to the left, and nice job there to chase down the rebound by Vanderhoek.
What a save.
Yeah, and for a big guy, he sure is agile. As he kind of leaped, caught the ball, threw it over his head back in bounds before he landed.
Yeah, and for the size differential, I think the Eagles are doing a pretty good job. Just got to grab a couple more rebounds here.
Rebounding really has to be a full team effort, as the first free throw of the 1-and-1 is no good. But Braden Van Groningen with the offensive rebound and the putback, and he's the first into double figures with 10. So they get the miss, but they didn't box out, and Van Groningen, the easy putback. And the lead to 6. Saw two big runs, one by both sides in that first quarter. Ripon Christian a 14-0 run, and then the Eagles a 14-2 run to end the quarter. Yeah, the travel there. We'll give it back to the Knights.
Yeah, I saw a lot of turnovers in that first game we were watching, but not too many here in the second game.
A lot more offensive rebounds.
Definitely.
The Knights advanced to today's championship game. They defeated Lodi Academy 67-41 and Alpha Charter 72-35. Last year, they lost in the semifinals to the eventual champions Brookside Christian. Mentioned, of course, 2 years ago, they won their 10th section title in program history, and it looks like the delay is, we've got the ref and some coaches looking at the book, perhaps checking on a foul. Meanwhile, Stockton Christian, they got here by beating Victory Christian 74-58 and Forest Hill 73-68. Last season, the Eagles were the top seed, but after a first-round bye, they were upset by the number 8 seed Turlock Christian. So they've taken care of business here this season to advance to the section championship game, and now they're going to have
Technical foul?
Well, listen in and see what the foul is, or what the call is.
Technical foul for an illegal roster.
Oh, okay.
Jay Raya shooting the tees.
You don't see that every day, Paul.
So Araya knocks down the first. So an illegal roster. Araya knocks down both. So somebody is now in for Ripon Christian as number 5, and so that's probably why there's the technical, is because on the roster he's listed as a different number, as that number 5 grabs the rebound, and we'll try to figure out who that is for Ripon Christian. And that shot no good. And the ball will stay with the Knights. Trying to, Terp does 13. All the Van Groningens are all the same.
I'll have to get the update at halftime.
Yeah.
Basket by Braden Van Groningen.
Well, there's Braden Van Groningen. He now has 12 to continue to lead the way. Kick out. They're near the midway point of the second quarter. Trying to drive through the trees, and there's a nice acrobatic finish. Jay Araya, he now has 12.
A lot of high pick and rolls there for the Eagles.
Yeah, and he certainly hasn't stopped being aggressive, even with all those big bodies underneath for the Knights, as there's a finish at the basket. William Gilbert with his first basket. 3 there from Rodriguez, no good. An offensive rebound and a putback.
Another floater from Barber.
Yeah, so a second chance opportunity for the Eagles, and they're able to capitalize. And so the lead cut to 4, and then looks like a turnover, but then the whistle, we'll see who the foul is called on. And they're going to call the foul on Stockton Christian. Foul is on the sophomore Devin Sillimon.
To be honest, I thought it was going the other way there.
Yeah. So with that said, that's Sillimon's 3rd foul, so a little bit of foul trouble for him, as the front end of the 1-and-1 is no good. But once again, in a second chance opportunity, the first one is airballed, but it lands right in the hands of Braden Van Groningen, who puts it back up and in. So another rebound and another 2 points for Braden Van Groningen. He now has a game high. I have him with 14. I think the scoreboard on the stats on the scoreboard might be a little off. But either way, the offensive rebounds have been piling up for the Ripon Christian.
Yeah, already 22 total rebounds for the day.
Compared to just 5 for Stockton Christian. So, all that said, the Eagles hanging in there. Corner 3 here. Good luck, just a little short. Raminette on that corner 3. And good hands there. Good effort. The last touch, ball will stay with the Knights.
That kind of hustle can win and lose games right there.
And Raminette able to get a hand on it and then try to dive to get to it. So there it is. Jariah Hogue is the one wearing 5, number 11 on your roster. And there's another Van Groningen basket. So Van Groningen, another basket. That 3 a little off to the right. Rebounded by Jacob Van Groningen, who looks to push the pace into the corner. Nearly ran into the referee, and then Terpsma's run into a foul called on Stockton Christian.
Yeah, that could have been a foul on the ref there, Paul.
And moving screen. Blocking. He wasn't set. So that foul, the 10th, so that will send Ripon Christian to the line for 2.
Yeah, I really hope the Eagles don't start relying on that three-pointer. They still need to, get to the basket.
They've started to cool off. Now 3 of 10 from long range. Ripon Christian 3 of 11 from 3. Both sides shooting pretty similar, although second chance points have been big for Ripon Christian so far here in this first half. Is the free throw there, and the lead back to 9. The lead was as many as 12 in the first quarter before a great run to end the quarter by Stockton Christian, cut the lead down to 2. And there's a 3, a much-needed 3 for the Eagles. Barber again, he has had quite the first half. Averages 10 points a game, already with 12 here in this first half. And there's an air ball 3, perhaps partially deflected as well. Nice handoff there, attacking the basket, and the Eagles will earn another trip back to the free throw line. I believe that's Araya who will be headed back for 2.
That's what they need to keep doing there, Paul.
His first personal. 13 foul. Jay Araya at the line, 2 shots.
But yeah, Barber really stepping it up here in the first half.
And the free throw there, no good.
For the Eagles into the game, number 13, Caleb Terpsma, replacing number 54, Reed Vander.
You got Araya and Barber, the 2 junior captains, and they're both with 12 points here this afternoon so far. Second free throw is good for Araya, so he now has a team-high 13, whereas he averages 25 points per game. Barber just averages 10, but he's well past that already. Of course, Raminette averages 13.5 points per game. He is still yet to score. That corner 3 rattles around, no good. Offensive rebound put back. Somehow that one doesn't fall for Braden Van Groningen, but he will earn a trip to the free throw line for another pair of free throws. And that's Zane Rodriguez's 3rd foul. So feels like a couple players already for Stockton Christian with 3 fouls. But still a minute 28 to go here in this first half. First free throw was good. Second one is good as well. (37-30). Ripon Christian. Araya attacks the basket, throws it up, and it goes, and 1.
And 1.
By Jay Araya.
Great move.
Yeah, great finish there by Araya. Again, he's been aggressive, and he continues to be, and he's going to need to be. So he now has 15. And a chance for another 3-point play. We saw his first points of the afternoon came on a and 1, as has his most recent. And we'll see if he can convert on this free throw. And he does.
Yeah, no intimidation by him whatsoever to get inside.
You know,
Taking it right to the big guys.
16 points now for Jay Araya. Right corner three, no good. And I think they're going to call Ripon Christian for over the back, and they are. Jacob Van Groningen kind of holding out his arms in disbelief. I think he's feels like he probably got called for being over the back just because he's so much taller than the Stockton Christian player. And to be fair, from where we're sitting, I kind of thought he went straight up as well, but it's a big foul because it's a loose ball foul, and that will send Stockton Christian to the line for free throws, a chance to, you know, what could have been maybe an offensive rebound and a putback for 2 points on one end. Instead, is a loose ball foul will come to the other end, and a chance for the Eagles to perhaps knock down a couple and cut it into this deficit some more at the front end, and it rims in and out. So Stockton Christian had been 5 for 6 from the line before that miss. And it missed front end there, keeps the Ripon Christian lead at 4 as we're under a minute to go here in the first half. Driving baseline cross-court pass, and now a good look for 3. A little strong, long rebound grabbed by Terpsma. Electing not to shoot the straight on 3. Now into the corner. Now around the perimeter. The drive, the short floater somehow doesn't fall. Ball kind of volleyballed around, and finally coming out of it is Araya with it into the corner.
Way not to settle.
And Raman attacking the basket, still looking for his first basket of the afternoon. He'll continue to wait. Shot clock is off. 17 seconds to go in this half. A 4-point lead for Ripon Christian. They've had a couple big leads, but Stockton Christian keeps battling back. 6 on the timer. Ripon Christian needs to go. Van Groningen for 3. That one is short. And an offensive rebound, and actually, I think they're going to call a loose ball foul on Jacob Van Groningen. And so that will send us to the other side of the floor and a chance with 0.3 of a second. Some free throws here, and the Eagles can cut into this deficit.
Might have a one-possession game here at the end of the half.
So a 1-and-1 here for Stockton Christian.
Great first half, though.
And the first free throw is good. So good ends to quarters for Stockton Christian as he knocks down both.
Got that momentum going into half.
At the end of one half of play, it's Ripon Christian 30.
So that was Sailor. I'm not sure who that was that knocked down the 2 free throws. But at the half, it's Ripon Christian 37, Stockton Christian 35. We will take the break and be back with the halftime show in a few moments. It is the Division VI Sac Joaquin Section Boys Basketball Championship here on the NFHS Network. Welcome to the NFHS Network halftime show powered by Plan Sports, coming to you from the Golden One Center in Sacramento. I am Paul Meisens alongside Andy Nickler. Our halftime score, Ripon Christian 37, Stockton Christian 35, and it really was an interesting first half. Just when you feel like Ripon Christian's going to pull away twice, Stockton Christian has answered with runs to end quarters and make this a close game.
Yeah, Ryan and Barber, doing it for their team in that first half.
Yeah, Ryan, a game high 16 for him. Tim Barber has been huge here this afternoon for Stockton Christian. Came into today averaging just 10 points per game, 14 in the first half for him. Meanwhile, the Van Groningans have put on an impressive first half. You have Jacob Van Groningen with 15 and Braden Van Groningen listed with 12.
Yeah, Jacob's almost got a double-double.
And you look at the stats, and Stockton Christian out shooting Ripon Christian in that first half. Stockton Christian shooting 46% from the floor. Meanwhile, Ripon Christian shooting 43%. Ripon Christian 3 of 16 from 3. Stockton Christian 4 of 11. Free throws also Stockton Christian's favor, but just those second chance opportunities right now has been the difference for Ripon Christian.
It sure has. They really need to try to block out a little bit more. I know it's tough with the size, but they got to do a better job on that.
And as you were saying, I was starting to wonder, and they just switched the stats on the board. I think the number difference had things a little screwy with the stats. Braden Van Groningen does have 16 points. Jacob has 11. Either way, they both have a ton of points. They both have a ton of rebounds. Of course, Vanderhook as well. He has been a beast on the boards. That's certainly been a tough task for the Eagles to deal with. They've got a couple guys in foul trouble as well, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens here in the second half.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a close game. We'll see. Both teams in the first half are moving the ball pretty well, so should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see if maybe some guys we didn't hear much of in the first half can get going. Of course, William Gilbert, one of the captains for Ripon Christian, held it as 2 points in that first half. Meanwhile, Ramanat for Stockton Christian, averaging 13.5 points per game. He has yet to score a point through the first half of play. So we'll see if maybe one of those two sides for either side get going makes a difference, or if it continues to be Araya and Barber and the Van Groningans for the two sides. So about a minute before we get going here in the second half, we'll step aside and be right back. This is the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship game on the NFHS Network. Welcome back to the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship game, 37-35. Ripon Christian as we start the second half.
Basket by Jay Araya.
And Jay Araya picking up right where he left off, and just like that, we got a tie game. A possession into the second half.
Really nice floater started off.
And back down low it goes, and there's Vanderhook drawing the foul. And he will head back to the free throw line.
Foul called against Eagles number 20, Zane Rodriguez.
Vanderhook,
First team foul.
4 points, 7 rebounds as he rattles in the first. I think the board's missing 2 of his free throws that he rattled in earlier. And he knocks down a pair from the line once again. So stay 6'7". He looks pretty good from the free throw line. You know, a guy that big, you would think teams would want to take their chance fouling him, but he showed he could go to the line and knock him down. So he knocks down a pair and puts Ripon Christian back in front. Here's a 3, and it's going to end up in 3 free throws as Araya knocked down.
You definitely want to get Vanderhook in foul trouble.
So Vanderhook, just his first foul. As Jay Araya heads to the free throw line, his first free throw is no good, and you can see a little disappointed in himself to miss that. And you can join the conversation, fans. The NFHS Network is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, giving you access to the best in high school sports every week. Follow the NFHS Network on your favorite social media sites to keep up with all the high school action on the NFHS Network. Hashtag We Are High School. As Araya knocks down 2 of 3, he now has 20. And we're back tied at 39. There's some pressure in the backcourt. Nice job by Ripon Christian to break. Offensive rebound put back no good. Last touched by the Eagles, and it'll stay at this end with the Knights.
Yeah, and Araya almost to his season average, 25.
And I think he's going to go past that here this afternoon. Nice patience there off the glass and in. William Gilbert. So Gilbert, mentioned him at halftime, just 2 points in the first half. Averages nearly 12. And the basket there, and now an offensive foul. Actually, just the turnover will give it back to Ripon Christian.
Try to do a little too much there.
43-39 Ripon Christian lead.
Going into a full press here.
Yeah, and again, nice job to break it. But the Eagles able to get back and set up their defense. Here's a wide open 3 short, rebounded by Silliman. And those are the shots Stockton Christian wants probably the Knights to take, those long range shots. Hope they miss and have 5 bodies crashing trying to get that rebound and eliminating second chance opportunities, which the Knights have had a lot of here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's really going to take the whole team to crash the boards.
Inbound there to Araya. Araya pulls up. Again, we've seen him pull up from way behind the NBA three-point line a couple times there. Again, was short, coming the other way. Somehow that doesn't fall. Offensive rebound put back no good. Another chance. That one is short. That's the 3rd or 4th offensive rebound on this possession, and it's going to end up in a foul. And Braden Van Groningen will head back to the free throw line.
Really, that's going to be the story of the game right there.
So Braden Van Groningen to the line, knocks down the first. He now has 19 to go with his 7 rebounds. Sure feels like he has more than that, of course. Jacob Van Groningen has the double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds, as he knocks down both. So he now has 20 points on the afternoon.
3 rebounds shy of a double-double.
And that last foul was on Silliman, his 4th. A second chance opportunity for Stockton Christian. And going back up and drawing the foul. So a rare second chance opportunity. A nice job there. We'll earn the Eagles 2 free throws. And Silliman knocks down the first, the 6'1" sophomore. His first point. And the second free throw, no good. Actually, a bigger part, and that was actually Ramanet at the line. 3, not 13. So there's Ramanet's first point. And he averages 13.5 points per game, and took him nearly 18 minutes to get his first point of the day. As again, second, third opportunities somehow don't fall for Ripon Christian. Almost like a volleyball going back up. They just keep knocking it up and just wouldn't fall through the net. Mentioned the Van Gronigens do play volleyball. I've seen them And there's a turnover. Knights lead 45-40. As we near 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Down low to Vanderhook, kicks back out, now works it back inside. Good ball movement here. A great look. The three rattles in and out. And that ball is saved right to Van Groningen.
They finally get the first rebound and then right to the other team.
And two guys trying to save it, and they saved it right underneath the basket. Braden Van Groningen, he's had a lot of baskets, and that one's about as easy as it gets. The assist from the other team. So Van Groningen now with 22, and a timeout on the floor. We will take it as well. With 4:44 to go here in the third, a 47-40 lead for Ripon Christian here on the NFHS Network. Today's event is also available for all subscribers via our mobile site. Log on to nfhsnetwork.com from your smartphone or tablet and view live games or replays from anywhere. So even if you're here at the Golden One watching it in person, you can still bring up the broadcast on your phone and listen to us. I don't know. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Nothing? Nothing. 4:44 to go here in the third. Well, that's the answer. There is no reason why you wouldn't.
I could listen to you all day, Paul. I don't know about me.
Araya drives. Great pass there. And good defense by Van Groningen. And sure looked like that was going to be a layup for the Eagles. And instead, the ball to the Knights. Sailor Scott picks up his second personal. And when we took that short break down the timeout, something that you mentioned, Annie, the rebounds 37-12 in favor of Ripon Christian, and a lot of those on the offensive end. See that zone trying to force the outside shot for the Knights. Driving, nice defense there, made it tough, and now looking to push the other way. Ramanet nearly has it taken away. The drive, kicked back out. Barber gives it up. Now the baseline jumper, no good. Long rebound grabbed by the Knights. 2-on-2. And nice move, just unable to finish with Jacob Van Groningen. And quickly, here come the Eagles the other way. 4-on-3. Araya pulls up. Baseline jumper, good.
Yeah, and that was two possessions in a row where they didn't get any second chance points, so they need to keep that up.
So Araya now with 22, and the lead is cut to 5. And we saw it in the first quarter. We saw it in the second quarter. The Knights starting to pull away, and then the Eagles finding a way to get back in it. Right now, a 5-point Knights lead. Down low, surrounded all sorts of bodies, and there's another second chance opportunity. Reed Vanderhook, another rebound and another putback. I now have him with 8. And the board now agrees to go along with 12 rebounds. So he's a bucket away from a double-double as well. And lead back to 7. Araya drives. A lot of contact. In fact, he's still clutching his face as the long pass the other way and still kind of wiping his nose as that three no good. Another offensive rebound. Not gathered. As it looked like Van Groningen and Terpsma kind of both thought the other was going to get it. Instead, it ends up in the hands of the Eagles. 2:30 to go here in the third. The CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 championship game. There's still 4 games to go. Wide open three, no good. Great look for Ramanet. And I'm unable to convert there. He has struggled. Just the 1 point on the afternoon so far for him. Good hands there. Anticipating by Araya. Knocks it out of bounds. That'll allow some substitutions for the Knights. Eli Terpsma and William Gilbert both come back in.
Right, is still holding his nose there.
Yeah, although I think he's going to have a lot wrong if he's going to willingly come out of this one. As there's a 3-4 Ripon Christian. Eli Terpsma just checked in. The 6'1 freshman knocks down the 3. And it's back to a 10-point lead. It's defensive rebound there by Braden Van Groningen.
Got to be careful here not to let him go on a run.
So that last rebound is Van Groningen. The double-double, 10 rebounds to go with his 22 points. And good ball movement around the perimeter into the post. Unable to finish. And they're going to call Jacob Van Groningen for over the back. And Knights head coach Mark Hoffman wasn't very happy, to say the least. He's still gesturing that he just went straight up. And again, I think it was something we saw in the first half. He's saying just because they're bigger, they can still go up and, almost grab the ball without really going over the back, so to speak.
Exactly.
It's tough with such high disparity. Oh, down to the ground goes Araya. And again, he immediately clutches his face. But good to see.
He's taking a lot of contact in the paint there.
Yeah, it was maybe a minute or two ago when he was kind of holding his face the whole time back down to the defensive end of the court. And there, again, tacking the paint with all those big bodies of the Knights in there. And he draws the foul and will head back to the free throw line. A little bit of a conversation here between two of the officials, and they'll call over the third, and I think the chat. And the other official kind of
checking for blood.
Yeah, checking his nose. So J.R.I. to the line. Already 22 points on the day for the junior. A chance for a couple more here. He knocks down the first.
These are big here. You need all these points that you can get here at the end of the quarter.
Yeah. See if, before that free throw, a 10-point deficit. See if they can get a couple of free throws here. Maybe get a stop or two and a couple more baskets. They've ended the first two quarters on good runs to cut it down to a one-possession game. And right now it's a 8-point lead for the Knights as Araya now with 24 points. Terpsma gives it up. It's Gilbert attacks, and that pass knocked out of bounds. He was looking for Caleb Terpsma in the corner and had it knocked out. Still 19 on the shot clock, 1:12 to go here in this third quarter.
Nice set play.
And Gilbert knocks down the three. Gilbert now with 7. Most of those coming here in this third quarter. So a nice play off the inbound. And finally, Ripon Christian starting to knock down a couple from long range. As the lead back to double digits at 11. Biggest it's been in a while since that 14-5 run to end the quarter by Stockton Christian. And the foul there. Couldn't quite tell who that was for the Eagles, trying to reach around and knock it away. And it's Araya drawing the foul. Just the 4th team foul.
Let's see if they do the same set play. Not that
It's a similar look. This time they go down low. And Vanderhook with the offensive rebound. His pass back out, stolen by Araya. He will attack the basket. Off the window and in. He now has 26. Shot clock is off. Ripon Christian can hold for the final shot of the quarter. 22 seconds to go in the third.
Does a great job of driving to the basket.
And it looks like they are setting up, although would think they'll go a little earlier, give themselves a chance for an offensive rebound and a putback. And down low, Vanderhook has it knocked away. And trying to save it there was Barber, but he was out of bounds. And so chance here, Ripon Christian, 3.8 seconds. Romanette heads off. See what the Knights do. And off the inbounds, they go down low. And surrounded, knocked away, and that shot will come after the buzzer and no good. So after 3 quarters, it's Ripon Christian 55, Stockton Christian 46. We'll take a break and be back. This is the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship game live on the NFHS Network. Welcome back to the Golden One Center, the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 championship game here on the NFHS Network. Paul Meiskens alongside Andy Mickler. Glad you can join us for our second of 6 games here today at the Golden One Center. Of course, 6 more also tomorrow. After this game at about 2 o'clock, the Division 4 Girls Championship game between Argonaut and El Dorado. Another 1 versus 2 matchup to follow after this one. Still 8 minutes to go to decide the Division 6 boys champion right now. The Knights with the ball in a 9-point lead into the paint, and the basket by Braden Van Groningen. He now has 24, and the lead back to double figures for the Knights.
Yeah, we'll see if the Eagles can get going there.
Well, if so, we think it's going to be Araya. Well, he might need somebody to step up and give him some help. Good ball movement there, wide open layup for the Eagles. Duggan Silliman, his first basket.
Definitely need some defensive stops.
And when you get those stops, got to get some rebounds and eliminate the second chance opportunities. But there's another nice finish by Van Groningen. So he now has 26. Araya has 26. And Remnant throwing the ball off of the Knights to keep possession at this end with the Eagles.
Yeah, it just seems like the size for the Knights is just overpowering the Eagles here.
Yeah, we've seen them make some big runs at the end of the first 2 quarters. And you wonder if all that battling back and battling all game long starting to take a toll.
Right.
As there's a long 3 in and out. Good look, just didn't get it to fall. A second chance opportunity for the Eagles, which has not been something very often. Barber has been pretty quiet here in the second half. He had a great first half. Still have 14 points on the afternoon so far. And they're running into a couple white shirts that's stolen. And that'll lead to a fast break layup. Caleb Terpsma now with 5.
Yeah, Barber with the leading rebounder for the Eagles. 7.
Yeah, and then you look on the other side and you've got 3 Ripon Christian Knights with double-digit rebound totals. The 2 Van Groningens on the floor, Braden and Jacob both with double-doubles. Vanderhook 8 points, 13 rebounds. As Araya gives it up, the 3 there, and that's sent into the Eagles bench. Jacob Van Groningen the block. Possession will stay with the Eagles. 5:54 to go. 8 on the shot clock.
Something's bothering Barber over there. I think he might be cramping up a little bit.
And him and Araya much in the whole way. They've taken a beating. Corner 3 here. They need this one. It doesn't fall. Nearly a second chance opportunity. Instead knocked out. Rodriguez knocked down the first 3 he took back in that first quarter. Gave the Eagles a 3-0 lead at the time. Was quickly answered by a couple of threes by Ripon Christian, and the Knights had pretty much led the entire way.
Yeah, he's going to need to hit a couple here if they have any chance.
And that 3, no good. Another offensive rebound, putback, no good. Third opportunity now for the Knights. Terpsma comes away with that rebound, and they will back it out. And I think also, if they don't have the layup, they're fine with letting this clock run as well as aggressively, Araya trying to knock it away for the steal. Instead, he's called for the foul,
Second personal,
the fifth.
sixth team foul.
Yeah, I thought it was a clean steal there, but the refs thought otherwise.
So that's the
Fifth team foul.
fifth team foul, so was right on the board. But a fresh 35, and right now it's certainly Ripon Christian having to feel pretty good, up 13 with possession. Terpstra drives, nearly an acrobatic finish, unable to get it to fall quickly. The Eagles trying to come the other way. Araya drives, great bounce pass, and that shot blocked. Araya now a corner three, short. Vanderhook with his 13th rebound of the afternoon.
Yeah, you wonder if the steam's running out a little bit.
And definitely the Knights not in a big hurry. Down low, now the kick out. A wide open three, no good. Somehow, Van Groningen not able to grab that rebound. Push the pace, and a foul will send Stockton Christian back to the free throw line.
What's better than getting points while the clock stopped as well?
Foul called against the Knights, number 13, Caleb Terpstra.
I don't know what's better.
First personal.
Nothing in basketball. Maybe a slam dunk, but I don't think we're going to see those today.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. We may very well see one.
I hope we do.
Julian Romanet knocks down the free throw. It has been a tough afternoon for the junior, who's played a lot of this game in foul trouble. That free throw there, just his second point of the day. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 fouls as he misses the second. And Jacob Van Groningen with another rebound, his 11th.
Timeout, Knights.
And a timeout on the floor. We will take the timeout as well. 4:15 to go. Ripon Christian with a 61-49 lead. .4:15 to go here from the Golden One Center. A 61-49 lead for the Ripon Christian Knights over the Stockton Christian Eagles. The battle of the 1 versus the 2 seeds, and right now the number 1 seed has the lead. We'll see if the Eagles can somehow put together another big run. They trailed 14-2.
Knights basketball out of timeout.
Yeah.
Early. They went on a big run to cut into the lead, a 14-5 run, and they're going to need another similar run here in this final half of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Hoffman, I'm telling the guys, milk that clock.
And then down low it goes. Kick it back out. And Stockton Christian probably would love it if the Knights would shoot quick threes. It's coming the other way, tacking the basket up, and hangs on the rim but doesn't fall. Battle for the rebound.
Good
Chased
hustle.
down by the Eagles. And Araya again. Well, Araya continuing to put up points. 28 now for him. And the lead down to 10.
See that if that can spark something.
Really going to need a couple stops in a row on defense. Van Groningen double teamed, somehow gets through it, then by the help defense as well.
Too easy there, too easy.
So he now has 28. And away from the ball, we're going to have a foul called on Ripon Christian,
Foul called against the
which
Knights, number 20.
I believe is their 7th, which would send Stockton Christian to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. And then according to my partner here, a chance for the best thing in basketball, a chance to score with the clock stopped, especially if you're the team trailing.
Especially if you're the team trailing.
So a 1-and-1 here for Stockton Christian. And that free throw no good. Rebound by Jacob Van Groningen. His 12th rebound of the afternoon to go with his 11 points. Braden Van Groningen, 28 and 11. Vanderhook, a basket away from a double-double as well, as a foul there is going to send William Gilbert to the free throw line.
Yeah, and if I'm the Eagles, I'm starting to think we're going to have to make some three-pointers here at the end.
William Gilbert at the line for the Knights. 2 shots.
Yeah, at this point, probably going to need to hold Ripon Christian scoreless the final 3 minutes and make a lot of baskets, force some turnovers as Gilbert misses the first. As Eli Terpsma comes in, replacing Braden Van Groningen. So Van Groningen takes a seat with his big double-double. Second free throw is good for Gilbert, so he now has 8 and the lead to 13. Araya runs into a double team. I want to say he tried to pass that ball through the legs of Vanderhook. And
that's what it looked like.
Tried to go 5-hole, and the legs got closed. And the turnover, timeout called. It is a 30-second timeout. We will keep it here. Again, at the conclusion of this game, we will step aside for a very brief break and come back with the post-game show, talk about what we saw over these 4 quarters, and also allow you a chance to watch the award presentation, as both teams will get their hats and trophy and all that plaque, all that good stuff. And of course, right now it's sure looking like it's going to be the Knights picking up their 11th section title in program history. Although both sides, their season's not done. They'll be playing next week in the state playoffs, and you can say Ripon Christian certainly probably will be a high seed in that as well. And a tough team for anyone to beat with their outstanding size. The Van Groningens especially has led the way. Vanderhook as well. As nice touch pass back out for 3, and that's good. And that might be the final nail in the coffin.
I'm thinking so.
Jacob Van Groningen with the triple. He now has 14 to go with his 12 rebounds. And that was a great pass into the post, just tipped back out, and he didn't hesitate. A great look for 3, and he knocks it down. And this, I believe, is the biggest lead of the day. As Stockton Christian went on some runs to close the gap down to 1 possession. And right now, we're about 2 minutes away from a section title for Ripon Christian. Gilbert, I think, Knights happy with passing it around, letting this clock tick off, and
it's good coaching there.
Stockton Christian probably still battling, and there you go. Araya into the front court. Acrobatic finish, no good. He gets his own rebound and the putback. Good for him. Timeout, Stockton Christian.
And just when I think he's going to run out of gas, goes and does that.
So 30 points now on the day for Jay Araya. I believe that was his 3rd rebound, as he nearly had the acrobatic finish, gets the shot up, gets his own rebound, and then puts it back in. So 30 points now on the day for Jay Araya, but it's going to come in a losing effort, although timeout there. Thought was called by Stockton Christian, but right now Ripon Christian with 1 timeout left, Stockton Christian with 3. Minute 34 to go, and Ripon Christian with the 14-point lead. Again, this is just the second of 6 games here today from the Golden One Center. 6 more games tomorrow here from the Golden One. Different crew will be here for that one, and really all sorts of basketball over these next couple days across the NFHS network. Central Coast section, among others, going on this weekend as well.
Not to mention March Madness coming up soon, which some of these players I'm sure will play in someday.
Might be always a chance, although March Madness is coming here to the Golden One Center next month. As Stockton Christian knocks that ball out of bounds. And turnover there. Driving baseline and a travel. Eagles. Araya called for that travel. Not happy, but sure looked like he took an extra step before he jumped. Eagles haven't given up. Down 14.
Love that fighting spirit, man.
And the foul there is, I believe that is the 7th team foul. So that'll send Ripon Christian to the line for a 1-and-1.
William Gilbert at the line for the Knights. 1 and the penalty.
So William Gilbert to the line, the junior, 8 points on the afternoon. Most of those coming here in the second half. Front end is good. So he will get a second.
Puts the team at 60% for the day on the free throws.
And he knocks down the second. And it's funny, speaking of percent, you look at the percentage. Ripon Christian on the afternoon, 39% from the floor. Stockton Christian, 40%. But those second chance opportunities have been huge all afternoon for Ripon Christian. And tells a big story why they're up 16. Make that 13.
3-point basket for Tim Barber.
Tim Barber has had a pretty quiet second half. Knocks down that three. He now has 17.
1 minute. 1 minute.
As we're down to a minute to go. Nearly stealed by Barber. And now a foul on Barber.
Still hustling down to the last seconds. Love it.
So Barber, after that last three now, 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. Mentioned Araya has 30 to lead the way. And then you look at the other side. Both Jacob and Brain both with double doubles. As Jacob knocks down the first, he now has 15 points to go with his 12 rebounds. Where's Vanderhoek? Looks like he's going to end up a bucket short of a double-double as well. And there's another offensive rebound as Jacob Van Groningen, after missing the free throw, chases down his own rebound. And a timeout called by the Eagles. And a full timeout, although it looks like it's mainly going to be for substitutions, although they will take the seat. We'll take the short break as well. 45 seconds to go. Ripon Christian about to capture their 11th section title in program history. Welcome back to the Golden One Center, the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship. 45.7 seconds to go. Ripon Christian with a 14-point lead on their way to the section title. Bunch of substitutions during that last timeout. And now a foul is going to send freshman Sean McGovern to the free throw line. So one of those players just coming in, Sean McGovern, will have a chance to score from the free throw line at 1-and-1, and he misses the front end. Rebounded by Ramonette. And a steal. Student section really going crazy for some of these guys that are now in that probably don't play a whole lot. As Joseph DeBruyne, the 5'10 junior point guard, will head to the free throw line. And he will have a chance to score, and he will have 2 chances as it's now the double bonus.
Joseph Bryan at the line, 2 shots.
Bryan misses the front end, or the first of 2, I should say.
So hopefully he can get a bucket here.
Student section, I bet, will go nuts if he does.
There we go.
And they do. So that free throw makes it a 15-point lead for the Knights. Araya for three. Misses there. Rebounded by DeBryan. And last touch by the Eagles, and the possession will stay with the Knights.
Yeah, I can see by this hustle why they got this far, Paul.
And a timeout called now by the Eagles. It is a full timeout. We will take it as well. 22 seconds to go. Ripon Christian on their way to a section title. .2 seconds remain here in the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship game. The number 1 seed Ripon Christian Knights leading the number 2 seed Stockton Christian Eagles. And again, you see some players getting in there that I don't think we've seen in there yet this afternoon. And
you always like to see that.
And an opportunity there in the bucket for Kyler O'Connor. Almost wasn't sure if he was going to shoot it or not. Takes the layup and he knocks it in. So the junior coming in off the bench gets a basket. And that ball is missed and out of bounds in a couple seconds to go. Again, Ripon Christian will inbound, and that should do it. Again, we'll take a short break, be back with the postgame and the award ceremony as your CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Champions, the Ripon Christian Knights, for the 11th time in program history as they defeat the Stockton Christian Eagles 73-56. Again, we'll take a short break and be back with the post-game show and awards ceremony here on the NFHS Network. Welcome back to Sacramento, California, and the NFHS Network post-game show powered by Play on Sports. I am Paul Meitzens alongside Andy Mickler, and we just saw the Ripon Christian Knights defeat the Stockton Christian Eagles by the score of 73-56. As you can see, Jacob Van Groningen getting the Sportsmanship Award for Ripon Christian. Jay Araya, the recipient for Stockton Christian, and while the final score showed a convincing win for Ripon Christian, the Eagles from Stockton, they certainly battled a couple big runs late in the first quarter, second quarter as well to make it a close game, but perhaps the Ripon Christian size just proved a bit too much for them here this afternoon.
Yeah, the Eagles fought pretty well today, and then just at the end of the game, just ran out of gas, and the size is just too overwhelming. Too many second chance points today, and third chance points in that matter.
And probably fourth chance and fifth chance as well as those offensive rebounds. I don't know what the final shooting numbers ended up, but they're late in that fourth quarter. Stockton Christian was actually shooting better from everywhere compared to Ripon Christian, but the amount of field goal attempts because of second chance opportunities, and like you said, more than second chance opportunities, certainly a big factor. But Stockton Christian, again, their season's not done, and boy, I think we both were impressed, to say the least, about their junior Jay Araya. A game-high 30 points for him here this afternoon.
Yeah, he really led the team today, and he had a lot of nice baskets, drove the ball hard, wasn't afraid to get in the paint, and great leader for their team.
What you'd expect from one of your captains, and their other captain, Tim Barber, the junior, as well. So, you know, these guys, they still got another year to go next year. Certainly, you know, very easily could see these guys back. Maybe even a rematch of this game next year. These are both very talented teams. But Barber ended up in double digits with 17 as well. So, you know, two pretty outstanding juniors. And you know, you look at the Stockton Christian side, and really there's only one senior, and all their key players, they'll be back next season.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for them. So look for them again next year for sure.
Yeah, you know, last year they were the top seed. This year the 2 seed. They certainly will be a team to beat next year. But the team to beat this year, that's the number 1 seed Ripon Christian, as they were incredible. They showed their size. Both Braden and Jacob Van Groningen with double-doubles. Vanderhook a bucket away from a double-double as well. Braden Van Groningen, 28 points. Jacob Van Groningen, 15. Both 6'4", one a junior, one a senior, and man, they are, you know, they've had probably opponents not only seeing double but triple, trying to stop those big guys down low.
Yeah, they were definitely a force today. Very impressive. And also the coach, I know, was worried about the trip here from Ripon. It was a little longer for them. But they showed up, and they played good right from the get-go.
Yeah, and, you know, we've seen kind of, you always wonder about how shooting's going to be in a big arena, getting used to the you know, different kind of a view to shoot on. When you've got big size like that, all your shots are coming up close. Those are ones that you're going to keep knocking down. And again, we saw them multiple times just batting the ball up until it either fell in the basket or one of them was fouled and heading to the free throw line.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're more comfortable when you know the big guys are down there in case you miss that 3, you know. So they have that going for them as well.
So, mentioned this, their 11th section title in program history. Their last came 2 years ago, but wasn't that. One was down in Stockton at the University of the Pacific, but here they get to play in the big arena, and they get to go home with the section championship. As you see there, Jacob Van Groningen, 15 points. I believe he had around 12 rebounds. I mean, both him and Braden, both were around 13, 14 rebounds. And then there's Kyler O'Connor. He had the last basket of the afternoon coming in there late. And so a 73-56 win for Ripon Christian here this afternoon as the awards ceremony starts to wrap up. We will start to wrap it up as well. Again, the Division IV girls game to come. Another 1 versus 2 matchup. Gotta love when the top 2 seeds battle it out for a section title. So if you're not doing anything, stick around. Join us at 2 for that one. But that's going to wrap it up here for this one from the Golden One Center. We'd like to thank you for joining the NFHS Network's coverage of the CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division 6 Boys Basketball Championship game. Be sure to check out NFHSnetwork.com for more live and on-demand content along with highlights from across the country. For our producer, Mark Meiskens, our videographer, Mark Leong, and my partner, Andy Mickler, I am Paul Meinson saying so long from Sacramento, California. We hope you'll join us next time on the NFHS Network. We are high school.